A Suitable Companion for the End of Your Life. Written by Robert Mcgill. Narrated by Marina Deltcheva. Dedication. For Fiona. Epigraph. Who has turned us around so that, whatever we do, we have the bearing of one going away, as on that last hill, which shows him his valley a final time. He turns, halts, lingers. That's how we live, always saying goodbye. Rainer Maria Rilke, Duino Elegies. 1. Ülle. Regan decided that living wasn't for her, maybe. There was no Hail Mary left or last ditch, just misery on misery. Lucinda ghosting her, a stress fracture that wouldn't heal, parents absent without leave. The final college rejection letter sat on the kitchen table, last in a line of terse, nearly identical quasi-apologies. A deep pool of applications this year, more excellent candidates than places. Please don't take it personally and do something we'll all regret. Words along those lines, anyhow, as if the admissions officer felt terrible, wasn't just feeding her copy pasta, as if things had truly, nearly worked out. She spent her days alone in the house. The track team had forgotten her. Nobody at the store except Paul seemed to care that she'd quit, and she was sick of hearing from him. It had been a lousy job, shoddy hours, a summer gig stretched into fake full-time. She was 18 and nowhere. Online she researched flat packs. Half a dozen times she almost went for it. Then came a Sunday when her mother didn't bother to call. 10 minutes a week telling Regan about all the busyness at work had become too much to ask. A proper family would have been finishing dinner together when Regan called the consulate in Auckland, where it was already Monday morning, and listened to her mother's secretary ask if the situation was urgent. "Never mind," said Regan. "You've been a big help." "Are you all right?" the secretary asked, as though just then realizing that Regan might not be. When hiring staff, her mother had once told her, choose IQ over empathy. Regan hung up. She would have called her father, but the treatment center had a policy and she didn't want to trigger him. So she laced up her running shoes, striking a deal with herself. If she could manage a single pain-free mile, she wouldn't place the order. Outside, the first 10 steps felt how a run was supposed to feel. Unfettered, loping, legs light as milkweed gone to fluff. There was only a little dizziness from skipping lunch. In her mind, she was already blocks away, running across a pedestrian bridge into the park, when her foot burst into its familiar agony. She hopped to a standstill, not even out of the cul-de-sac. Then she limped back to the house. That night, with her dinner of Special K uneaten, the dregs of a wine bottle silty in her glass, and the final purchase page aglow on her phone, she had an urge to see whether her parents were somehow upstairs in their bed, magically returned without telling her. The last rejection letter still sat on the table, stuffed back into its envelope. Her running shoes lay flopped against each other in the corner. When she'd flung them there, she hadn't seen Toodles camped over the heating grate. Now, he refused to come when she called, when she sobbed apologies, when she rained cat kibble into his bowl from knee height to maximize the clatter, then mimed eating the stuff to make him jealous. She sat down on her hands and knees. So good. The fish meal smell turned her stomach, and it occurred to her that she was drunk. On her phone, she accepted the terms and conditions. The screen froze. For sure a sign that her mother's credit card was maxing out, but then the transaction went through. Regan called for Toodles. He didn't show. Descending to her mother's basement office, she printed the declaration from the website, scrawled a signature that looked like a crude forgery of her own, and left the sheet on the desk for the cops to find. A second later, her kilter went from under her. Her fall was broken by the floor. She crawled toward the stairs and almost made it before passing out. When she woke, she stumbled up to bed, leaving all
Sample complete. Ready to continue?